because mind you, I'm flying standby and I might not even make that flight. FOMO is real. Fear of missing out. I just recently had the opportunity to go to St. Lucia for a fraction of the cost. And there were just so many mix-ups, like so many things kept coming up that was preventing it from happening, right? And I'm just like, I'm going on this trip. Like, I'm going on this trip. If something happens that prevents me from going, then I know that I can't go. But until then, I'm going on this trip, right? So me and my husband, we got into it because part of the trip, the days that I would be gone, are days that are kind of crucial for our day-to-day life because I pretty much am the one to get the boys up and ready and out the door and on the bus to school. Well, I was going to be gone 2 days of the week that required someone else to help with that. Okay. So then, that was one thing. We got into it. I'm like, forget it. I'm just not going. F all of this. Like, forget it all, right? But then we figured out a way. Like, cool. Then, y'all, the very day before I was supposed to leave, my son came home miserable, like miserably sick. You could tell this kid is not a sickly kid, nor is he one to like cry and stuff like that. Like if he's crying or he's quiet or sleeping a lot, something's wrong. This boy, first of all, the teacher texted me like, yeah, something's wrong with your kid. And then he got off the bus and I was like, bro, like this can't be happening. And it was, you could tell. This is the day before I'm supposed to get on the flight, right? So I'm like, Lord, if you just don't want me to go, just say don't go. Like, make it clear. Make it clear for me to know, like, you don't want me to go. So, my son is sick. I get him on an appointment for the very next day, which is the day that I have to fly out also. And so I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to make this happen. And I told my friend, and she's like, well, cool, you can still go on your trip. You can drop him off after his appointment. Your husband can come and get him when he gets off of work. It still gives me time because she was going to drop me off at the airport. It's still allowed for her to drop me off at the airport, get on the flight at the time that I'm supposed to, because mind you, I'm flying standby, and I might not even make that flight. So I'm like, okay, cool. Another way has been made. Wonderful. Then my husband gets off. I tell him what's going on, what we're going to do. He's like, bruh, what are you thinking? You can't make her take you, for one. She can't keep him because she got kids and they going to get sick, blah, blah, blah. Like all of it. Mind you, I did not ask her if I could bring my kid. I was just venting to her. So, her being the type of person she is, she's like, well, we're going to make sure you get to, because at the time we were supposed to go to Columbia. Y'all, it was a hot mess. Like, we were supposed to go to Columbia, and, yeah, so then my friend's like, so then my husband's like, nah, you can't do that, whatever, this, that, and the third. So he took off work. We take my son to the appointment. He's got strep. So, of course, I'm feeling bad. Like, I can't leave my son with strep throat here at home. I'm about to go live my best life for a few days. But I get on the flight anyway. Like my husband drops me off, say goodbye to the sick kid, and get on the flight. Like it worked out. I was able to make the first flight that I tried to get on. Then we get to Atlanta, we chilling out. It's good, y'all. So the next day, which is Friday morning, we are booking the flight to go to St. Lucia on a button pass. It wouldn't work. It would not work for hours. We started trying to book the flight around 6 in the morning. The flight was for 10:04. It would not go through. We go to the gate agent. not the gate agents. We go to the ticket folks. I don't know what they call them. We go to the ticket folks. They can't do anything. They're trying to help us. They're trying to figure out. The guy was so sweet. He was so nice. He went out of his way trying to help us. And he did not have to do it, but he was trying. And it still went through. We get the other friend, so it's three of us. The one friend, because we're anticipating that we're going to be able to figure it out and get through. We're being hopeful. We're being very optimistic. So she goes through, she gets to the gate, and she's about to get on the flight. She's calling to check in and see what she should do, all of the things. And it's still not going through. It's still not going through. Y'all, it did not. So we're calling customer service. We're talking to other employees. We found out that another person was having the same issue. It was another employee for this airline that was having the same issue with her buddy pass for her friend or family member or whoever. It was a whole system error, y'all. It did not come back up until 10:12. 10:12. Do you remember me telling you the flight was at 10:04? I was like, okay, God, you was telling me that I don't need to go. This was if it wasn't no clearer, this was as clear as it was going to be. You ain't want me to go. You ain't want me to go. So I had the option of getting the flight back to going to St. Lucia or I'm supposed to be in St. Lucia right now. I went home. So yes, there is a fear of missing out, but I also believe in divine timing. I also believe that God is going to show you ways of things that He's going to block some stuff that ain't meant to happen. I don't know why I wasn't supposed to go to St. Lucia this time, but I didn't go. I took that as a sign that I needed to just stay in the States. So I went back home. I want to hear y'all stories. Like, what have y'all experienced with standby? Were you able to make your trip? Did you end up having to go home? Like, what's your experience with standby? I don't know if I'm gonna give it another try in the future, but I tried. I was willing to see how it went, but I think I got enough signs to say, nah, boo, stay home. So I want to hear from y'all. What's your experience with standby?